There are a total of 59 different rods, each with its special stats and abilities, but not all of them are useful. I'm gonna take into account the stats and the passive to see which is truly the best. Starting off with the Abyssal Spectre rod. It has the high resilience in the game, an enormous 70% and 30 control, making it 60% width. The cost is just 1 million and can be found in the Atlantis after completing Ethereal Abyss puzzle. The reason I'm putting it on the last place is the fact that it has no passives, which kinda sucks. Overall is a great rod, especially for money, and I would recommend going for Hasty. Continuing with Zeus rod. It can be found in the Atlantis after completing Zeus trial, costing a whopping 1.7 million. The stats are pretty good, nothing too crazy. The great thing about this rod that qualified it into this list is the passive. Each catch gives a small chance to create a thunderstorm lasting 5 minutes. In this storm, it's almost guaranteed to get electric shock mutation on your fishes, giving them 3.5 times value. A great enchant choice would be Hasty. The next one on our list is Poseidon rod. After the latest patch, this rod gained a lot of popularity because of the buffs it received. Just have a look at these stats, you can't tell me they are not looking wonderful. The cost of the rod is 1.5 million, which sounds a bit too much, but let me tell you about the passive. You have a 25% chance to get 75% of the fish's value as direct reward. Kinda crazy, but there is more. After catching a fish, you have a 10% chance for Poseidon's ghost to spawn. This ghost will increase your fish's value between 75 and 150%, adding King's Blessing to it. This rod is also found in Atlantis after completing Poseidon's temple puzzle. Tempest rod also received a huge buff lately. These stats are absolutely crazy, like why do you even need Fort Resilience for? The stats overall are crazy, but the reason I did not put it higher on the list is the passive. All it does is providing 15% progress speed. Don't get me wrong, this is wonderful, but it's not really that great comparing it to the next ones. I would say this one is good for farming both XP and money, and you can go for either Clever or Quantum. Heaven's Rod is the most expensive rod in Fish. The stats are absolutely beautiful if you are not looking at that lure speed, you already know you need Hasty. But 225 luck, that's insane. It cost 1.75 million and can be found in the Glacial Grotto after completing the Crystal puzzle. It's the hardest rod to obtain puzzle-wise because it takes the most amount of time, but the passive has a 15% chance to get a heavily mutated fish, increasing their value by 5 times. The next one on the list is No Life Rod. It's free, once you hit level 500 you will get it in your inventory. The stats are pretty balanced, I would say, but passive is just something else. Similar to Trident Rod, it has a slashing ability allowing you to fish way faster because it adds to your progress and it also stops the fish from moving. On top of that, you have a 20% chance to get your fish with Hex mutation, increasing its value by 1.5 times. I might get some hate for this, but the Eternal King goes on number 4. I know it's a very good rod, but it's not top 3. This rod is craftable, needing 2 golden sea pearls from Roselit, 1 lunar thread, 3 inferno sticks and level 650. The stats are pretty goated and the passives are even better. There is a small chance this royal escort will appear, boosting your luck by 150% for a short period of time. If you miss a fish, there is still a 15% chance to get a higher rarity one, kind of broken if you have skill issues, and all the fishes have a 20% chance to be green, increasing their value by 4 times. This was an admin rod before the Atlantis update, which increased the level cap to 1000. Once you hit level 1000, the same as No Life Rod, the Seraphic will just spawn in your inventory. The stats are one of the best in the game, but unfortunately it received a big nerf. Its passive used to insta-catch any fish out, which was a little too OP, so now it's just a 60%, still very good. It was a bit hard to decide which rod I should put on number 2, but I decided that number 2 is gonna be Kraken rod. Having 3 passives and a whopping 180 luck, it's no wonder many use it all the time while grinding. This rod costs 1.33 million and is in the Kraken pool. Every 50 catch you can get a legendary, mythical or even an exotic from the bestiary. And of course, if you are in a place where there are no exotics, you'll just get a random one. There is also a 5% chance to get a fish with Tentacle Surge mutation, which increases its value by 10 times, and a small chance to dupe what you got. I like using haste on it, but you can even go for subspace. And now the best rod in Fish is Rod of the Forgotten Fang, or ROF. It's also a craftable rod that requires 2 max fang, 2 max spines and a lunar thread, which are pretty easy to get, but you need level 750. The stats are so good and balanced, and also the passive is just a duping ability. After 3 perfect catches, which means to keep the fish in the white bar, not to just throw it perfectly, you can just cancel the fish and try to get it again until you catch the desired one. The duped fish will get a higher rarity, and if it's an exotic you will just get 2, the duped one being bigger. This was my list and strictly my opinion, but let me know in the comments what is yours.